Hello and welcome to the Stitching Over the Days podcast. My name is Constance and this is episode 29. I want to thank any new viewers and also any returning viewers for taking a moment out of your day to hear all about my crafting endeavors. And you can find me on Instagram and on Ravelry as cleocmc, that's CLEOCMC. There's also a Ravelry group, Stitching Over the Days, and there is a blog where I keep the show notes, yarningoverthedays.wordpress.com. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I have a few things to share with you today, sewing and knit-wise. And I have a couple of works in progress going on at the moment. And then we'll move into what I'm wearing. And we're going to end with a giveaway, a little mini giveaway that I wanted to have just as a sort of holiday treat, we'll say, just because. So I'll get into the details of that giveaway at the very end of this episode. So I'm going to get started with the finished objects. I think that I'll start with the sewing projects first, and then we'll move into the knitting projects. So I shared in the previous episode that I really wanted to make more straight skirts and incorporate them into my wardrobe, and so I ventured out into that new kind of silhouette, and I liked it a lot. And the pattern I used was Butterick 5466. I hope that's not blowing out. And so I made version B, and I made a navy blue version, which I'm actually wearing today, this version here. And the thing is, I found myself wearing it all the time, like even twice a week, and I was like, you know, I really need to add a black one. I think I even said that before, and then maybe even some fun colors. And so I had some corduroy in my stash already, and then I went to Joann's and I picked up a pumpkin like orange color, and I made 3 more versions of the skirt. It really is, the pattern on the pattern envelope says that it's very easy, and it's very easy to sew. The version B that I like making, it only has 3 pieces that you have to cut out, and the zipper insertion, it goes by so smoothly, so easily. It's just a really simple project, but it gives you really great results, and then you'll have a staple wardrobe piece that you wear with everything. It's easy also, I think, to dress it up and dress it down to make it a bit more casual or dressed up, which I have done. So yeah, I'll show you the new versions that I made. So here they are, and as I've stated, I made I made a black version, and all of this corduroy is from Joann's, and all of it has a bit of a slight stretch to it, which is really nice. It makes it it's just a really, really comfortable skirt also. And this is the orange version. And finally, I think this is my favorite color out of the mix, this plum color. It's really nice. I make no modifications with this sewing project. It just fits really, really nicely, and so why mess with it? So I just sew straight from the envelope, and it works really well. So that is it. I think I share all of the details. Oh, I made the size 8 also. And I did get footage of myself in the plum skirt, and I'll insert that footage here. since all of the skirts are pretty much the same, I didn't get footage in every skirt, but the fit is essentially the same, and I think that you can get an idea of how it drapes. Okay, so that's it for the Butterick 5466 skirts, which I'm really pleased with and happy with, and I think that now I'm all set with having a good amount for wardrobe rotation with the 4 skirts. So I really like those. Okay, next I'll get into Simplicity 8212. They are a pair of leggings. It's quite windy outside today. I hope it's not too loud, but the leggings, I found myself wearing, I wear leggings around the house all of the time, and the pair that I wear all the time, they came from Walmart years ago. They were only $3, but they were definitely becoming threadbare, and when they were like getting holes in them, I'll just sew it back up and keep wearing them. And I was like, you know, Constance, you really need to just make a pair of leggings for yourself. And I made this pattern previously for my niece because they like to wear leggings a lot. I made her a gray pair, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to buckle down and make this pair of leggings, and I'm really happy that I did. I don't get like really motivated to make the loungewear, but I think that is definitely vital because that practical wear gets a lot of wear, and so I'm happy to have completed that. The fabric I used was this double knit that I purchased from Joann's maybe a year or 2 back, and it was sitting in my stash, and it's really nice. And so these are the leggings, and it's really definitely a higher quality than the leggings I were wearing around the house, and I really like how they fit, and it was a really simple pattern, and it worked up super quickly. That is the good thing about working with knits, how quickly they work up. And I made version A, however that was the mid-rise version, and I love high-rise pants, skirts, leggings, whatever, because I may put them with my sweaters, and as you all know, most of my sweaters are crop length, and so having the high rise, then I won't have to have my belly out all the time, and I could be toasty and warm. So I went with the high rise, and the high rise version is from version C. So that's the only thing I did. I took the high rise waist from version C and added it to version A, and that's it. Other than that, I kept everything the same. This fabric was kind of like thick, so my bobbin or my machine, it kept like jamming a bit when I first was sewing with it. So what I found was that I had to kind of guide the fabric through, not stretching it because I didn't want it to, but kind of making sure to guide it, and everything went smoothly after that. And what I did was I did a straight stitch first, and then I followed that with the serger I used the serger for my seams, and I'm really happy with it. I think that's all I have to say about it. It was really easy. I enjoyed it, and I had extra fabric, so I made one of my favorite tops, which is Tilly and the Buttons Freya top. I'm actually wearing a Freya top now, but this comes from Tilly's book, Stretch. I've made this top so many times before, and I have plans to make an ivory version and also a striped version. I think it just it's also a staple wardrobe piece. There it is. And it's a really nice, also really easy and quick pattern also. So yeah, it's kind of made myself a loungewear set, even though I definitely plan on wearing this Freya top with my other clothes and pants and skirts, because I think that this gray color is really versatile. So that is it for the Freya top. No modifications made. I made the size 1, and yeah. So I will I did get some footage this morning of the loungewear set, and also images, so I'll insert that here. Okay, so let's move into my Harton jacket or cardigan. So happy with how this turned out, you guys. I think the color is just beautiful. The cables are just perfect. And it was such a fun knit. And kind of sad that it's over with, but I'm happy to finally have a Harton jacket in my wardrobe. I've admired this pattern for so many years, and so, well, quite a few years, not so many years. And so to finally have it, it is really nice. Now, this pattern came from Kim Hargrave's Calm collection. It's a really lovely pattern, and it was surprisingly, like I thought the cables would be really complex, but once you knew how the cable pattern was going, it was really not as hard as I thought it would be. And I will say that I did miscross one cable, and so I didn't get footage, but when I miscrossed that cable, I just laddered down and I corrected it. So yeah, that's what I did, and I was able to correct that miscross cable. I'm so happy that I only had one. And yeah, this yarn is Rowan Soft Yak DK. The color is Lantana. It's absolutely beautiful. This salmon pink like color is one of my favorite types of pinks, and I think it's very light. It has that type of pink. It has this vintage feel to it that I absolutely love. And yeah, it was such a enjoyable pattern. I want to try more of Kim Hargrave's patterns that have cables. I think that would be quite fun, and she has quite a few of them. Let's see, I made the extra small size, and I got gauged by going down 2 needle sizes. I made no modifications to the pattern. I simply just worked it up. But yeah, it's quite a fun design. I like how that cuff and that bottom hem is created by using 3 different needle sizes, so that helps it also to flare out. Also the darts, I think that was just a beautiful feature, and it really made it quite elegant. So it was, yeah, it was really nice. The yarn was also really lovely to work with. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I want to do another project with Rowan Soft Yak DK one day. I'm thinking of a Marie Wallen pattern. It's this really nice bolero that I'm thinking I want to make up in the spring or in the summer with this yarn. So that is it for my Harton cardigan. I'm so happy that it's finished, and I know that it's going to get quite a bit of wear in my wardrobe. So I'll insert the footage of myself wearing the Harton cardigan here. Okay, and I have one more thing to share with you, which I'm really happy about. And that is my Any Day sweater. this is a design. It hasn't been released yet, but will be released very soon. And it's by Lily Kate France, and she's Lily Kate Makes on Instagram. Now, I've been following Lily Kate for a long time. She started designing actually when she was 11 years old. I found out about her because there was this Vogue magazine early in my knitting days, and I saw that there was this beautiful pair of cabled, was it mittens? And they said that it was designed by a teenager, and I was like, what? Wow. And so I found her blog, which was run with her mom at the time, and it was called Jolie House. And so I've been following her, and she's also a model. And so she was continuing on with her studies and her modeling career, and all the while she was still knitting, but I think that she kind of put a slight pause on the designing. And then she recently started designing more, which I'm super happy about. So she put out a call on Instagram for test knitters, and I immediately was like, yes, I want to test knit this beautiful, comfy, cozy design. And I was also happy that it was made in rowan brush fleece, which I never worked with before, but I really wanted to work with the rowan brush fleece to see how it was. And so I made the size 32 bust, and I used the rowan brush fleece in the color Nook. I was going back and forth with doing this color or navy blue color, but in the end I decided this color because the holidays are coming up, and I thought it'd be really nice to have a red cozy sweater. So the pattern construction, it was so clever, so brilliant. I really like that she was thinking about the knitter, and because as you can see, it's a lot of purl, right? But the pattern is worked inside out. So you're mainly doing knit and throughout the garment, and then you flip it, and then you'll have that purl side, because she said that, as you know, a lot of knitters don't like purling, and that would be a lot of purling. So I thought that was quite brilliant and considerate. And so it's really lovely, and it has really wonderful details like the slip stitch here along the sleeves, and then also the it's on the center of the front and the back. And then also when you pick up the seams, it gives it like this faux hem. This faux seam. I think it's all just really beautiful. I also think that the yarn really is nice for this because you see the undertones of the yarn. For example, I think that the Nook has like undertones of a deep purple. And I love it. It's so cozy. It's so nice. It looks great with everything. Leggings, jeans, skirts, dresses. I've tried it with quite a few things just to see how it fit, and it looks good with everything. And I love it. I love it so much. It's funny because when I put the picture up on Instagram, as soon as I put it up, I received 2 messages from both of my nieces, like back to back, and they were like, "Oh, I want one, I want one." And one niece even said, "Don't buy me anything for Christmas, make me that sweater." And so I'm going to make it happen for them. For their sweater, I already placed an order for the Knit Picks Wonder Fluff, and that is my first time using that also. It also has a merino and alpaca content too, just like the brush fleece. And so I can't wait to report back to you all how that yarn works up and how it compares. I know that one of the knitters in my knitting circle on Wednesday night, she wanted to know, have a comparison of both of the yarns, and so I can't wait to share that with you. And so I'm hoping to finish their sweaters. Maybe I'm going to go home for 2 weeks, and I'm hoping to finish it within those 2 weeks. We shall see. And I would love to get a picture in front of a Christmas tree of all 3 of us in our sweaters. And the colors that they chose, at first my niece wanted to go with the color black, so I placed an order for the black, and then later on that night she said, "Oh, did you place the order yet?" And I was like, "Yes." And she was like, "Well, I want to change it." And I was like, "Okay, it's okay," because black is such a versatile color. I could use it later for a project. And so she changed it to this beautiful like bronzy orange color, and my other niece, she chose a pink color, so I think that's going to be so cute. And so I can't wait to see how they work up and how they look, and I look forward to sharing that with you also. So if you're interested in this pattern, it will be released, I believe, at the end of this month, And I just think it's just such a perfect piece. I think that almost anyone would love it because it's just nice. Um, so yes, I have footage of myself in the Any Day sweater, and I'll insert that here. It's funny because a lot of the comments when I posted that picture were surprised because of I wore a pair of jeans, and it's funny because I do wear jeans even though I only own two pairs. I'm really picky about the fit, and that was my goal for this year was to make a pair of jeans, but I never did, and I still have my fabric to make a pair of the Deer and Doe saffron jeans, and I really, really want to make that happen one day. But those jeans that I wore came from Target, so they weren't handmade by me, but I really do like them, and yeah, and it's good to switch it up because I don't wear dresses or skirts all the time, even though I wear them maybe 98% of the time. And so, yeah, I really, really like that sweater. I think I'm going to wear it quite a bit in these coming colder months. Um, yeah, I've already worn it twice, and it's only been complete for a week. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to take a break, and then I'll come back and share with you my works in progress. Okay, so my current project is another garment, of course, and this is from Cozy Alpaca Knits. This is by Jim Weston. Now, I follow Jim. I've been following her for a while on Instagram, and she's also been participating in the Kim Hargraves along. And you can check out her. I think she's going to do two garments. And oh, also I meant to say that my Heart's cardigan is a part of the Kim Hargraves along. Of course, I'm not entering for a giveaway, but I just thought it is still a part of the Kim Hargraves along. So Jim made a green top already that I've been eyeing from the Indigo collection. And she put that in the finished objects thread. And I think she's also now working on a cardigan. So we've been following each other on Instagram, you know, admiring each other's work. And so when I saw that she had this pattern, which I really like, and that is with the Rowan Moordale. And I thought it was really lovely. Then she made another version in Rowan Felted Tweed. I love Rowan Felted Tweed. Oh my goodness, it's one of my favorite yarns. I think tweed is one of my favorite yarns, period. And so when I saw that it was like, yeah, she made that version, I immediately started like looking at all of the colors because the Rowan Felted Tweed comes in a really nice range of colors. And I was trying to think about what I would make my cozy cardigan in. And as I'm on her blog reading about like the quantities and the amounts that I would need for the cozy cardigan, she sends me a message And she's like, she would love to send me a copy of her book. And I thought that was so, so sweet, so amazing, because I was planning on getting a book anyway, but I thought that was so generous of her. And so I'm so grateful. Thank you, Jim. And so I did finally decide my colors. It takes me a while because I'm always thinking about what's going to match with the most items in my wardrobe. And so the colors I chose are ginger, treacle, and clay. And I have a new project bag, you guys. That's the French Supply Company town bag. So yes, let me get it out for you. Well, I'll get out the colors so you can see how they look together. So these are the colors. Very autumnal, fall inspired color palette. And right now I'm working on the sleeve, and I think, and that part there is worked with Fair Owl and Intarsia, and this is going to be a folded sleeve cuff, and the hem is also going to be folded. This is my first time doing this, and I think that the result is going to be so neat. And so yeah, it's going to fold, and so I'm looking forward to doing that. So yeah, I'm really happy with the color choice. I think that is perfect after much debate with myself. And yeah, the pattern is working up really nicely. It's a really nice, like, you have the fun part of the sleeve cuffs with that intarsia and the Fair Owl, and then you have a lot of the stockinette. And I like that the stockinette is going to be shown crosswise instead of up and down, and so that's going to be really nice also, because this is how the sleeve would be. And yeah, so that's going to be nice. So I have the stockinette, and I've been watching Netflix and movies and a lot of TV while working on that. I wanted to mainly work on this when I was home from the Thanksgiving break, but I'm going to be working on the sweaters for my nieces, and so I don't know how much progress I'm going to get done on this, but I do want to finish this before the year is out, definitely, which I think I can do. So yes, I actually did not check gauge, you guys, for this, and do you know why? Because I already previously wore 2 projects in row and felted tweed, my pullover sweaters by D. Hardwood, and this project had the same gauge of 22 stitches and 30 rows equals 10 centimeters, and so that's the same gauge that was given for those sweaters, and I knew that I needed to go down 2 needle sizes to get that gauge, so that's what I did. I went down 2 needle sizes, and I think it's going to be all right. So yes, I'm really enjoying that, and I'm looking forward to it being done, because I think that it's just going to work so well with my wardrobe, and I'm going to wear it a lot with my Freya tops, and also just skirts and jeans and things like that. So it really is like the perfectly cozy top to have for this time of year. And in the previous episode, I shared the book Modern Heritage Knits by Christina Denai, and I shared that I had plans to make slipper socks. Well, I did finish one sock, and then I ripped the entire sock out. Let me share this with you. Because I felt that even though it was a pair of slipper socks, and I know that the fit doesn't matter, like big time, I still wanted them to fit my feet a bit more snugly, and I felt they were a bit too roomy, and I didn't check gauge with the socks because I just don't when it comes to accessories. And so I ripped it out, and I went down, did I go down 2 needle sizes? Yes. And I also decided to just use 1 pair of needles, and not because she suggests using like 1 needle size for the cuffs, 1 size for when you're working a pattern, but I decided to just work with the same size needle, and I think that is going to be nice. Let's see, I think it's in this bag. So I started over again, and this is how far I've gotten. Again, I think that this will be a good holiday project. I plan to work on it over the course of um, December and also November. And my stitch marker, that beautiful pumpkin, is from Woolen Forest, a Forest Charms on Etsy. I'll put the information in the show notes. So yes, that's going along really, really lovely, and I think that by going down two needle sizes, the fit is going to be much better for me. The yarn is really nice. Some yarn is, if you rip it out, it doesn't work. It's not easy to rip out, or it might snag, or it might not be as nice of a quality. But I ripped it out, and it's still holding its shape really, really nicely. I am enjoying it. This is my first time working with Quince & Company Puffin. Yes, this is Quince & Company Puffin. The color is asparagus, I think. Yeah, so it's really nice. And I really want to make Denise Bayron's Grace pullover with this yarn. And Quince & Company also has a beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful range of colors. And so I love when yarns have a nice range of colors, but it makes it really hard for me to think about what color I want to make. So I still haven't decided a color for my Grace pullover, and that design is in the Lina magazine number 8. So that is it for the works in progress that I've been actively working on. Yeah. And so they're going along really, really nicely. Now let's get into what I'm wearing, which is my stunning cardigan, which I wanted to wear since I was talking about my Kim Hargrave's Harton cardigan. But I'm wearing my stunning, which, oh my goodness, since I've completed this, I wear this so much. Quite a bit. It's blue. It matches everything, and it goes with everything. And I love the pockets also. So I'm wearing my stunning cardigan by Kim Hargraves with a Freya top by Tilly and the Buttons, and my Butterick 5466 navy pencil skirt. And yeah, now let's get into I'm going to pause it because I have to get the items for the giveaway, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's talk about this mini giveaway that I'm going to do. I was sent a lovely message by Mary Ann. She's a running stitcher on Instagram, and she sent me a message on Ravelry, and she was saying that remember I mentioned in a previous podcast, I think in a much earlier podcast, that I wanted to get copies of Botanical Knits, which Botanical Knits 1 and 2, which are books by Alana Dacos, which has the most beautiful designs. Well, I eventually did get the books, and so because she was cleaning out her book, her library, and so she wanted to know if I wanted a copy, and I was telling her, oh, I already have the books, so you can either give the books to another knitter, or I can do a giveaway. And so she said, how about we do a giveaway? And I thought that was so nice and generous and kind of her. So we're doing a giveaway, you guys. The giveaway is for Botanical Knits 1. Oh my goodness. If you haven't seen the designs in this book, you're going to fall for them. Go to Ravelry or Alana's website if you want to see the designs, because they're all gorgeous. It's always hard for me to choose just one of my favorites, but I'll show you. I have plans to make this, for example, these socks one day. Yeah, and she has shawls, she has garments, the most beautiful, elegant hats you can think of. So they're really nice books. I'll show you sweater. I've used that yarn before. I think that's Barocco Ultra Alpaca, and I have a cardigan in that color, but I love that design. Well, let me make sure. Yes, that's Ultra Barocco. Is it Barocco? Ultra Alpaca Light, and that color is Candy Yam, and I have a cardigan that I wear all the time in that color. Also, Botanical Knits 2. Just as nice, just as gorgeous. The most stunning designs and hats. Let me show you a couple of my favorites. Let's see. Oh, it's so hard to choose. Oh, I'll choose this. Look at this, you guys. Alana is so skilled with keeping the most beautiful classic shapes, but put it in the most elegant and details that just makes the garment go like over the top. Not over the top like in a gaudy way, but just takes it through the roof. Takes it to the next level. So yes, so this is Botanical Knits 2. Let me share with you an accessory from the book, since I shared an accessory from the last book. I think I'll share, yes, because this was in my Make 9 in 2018, which I never did get to, but I still love them. This pair of mitts. Absolutely gorgeous books. So, I wish I could give you all a copy, but I can't, so we're going to have 2 separate giveaways of both books. But I didn't want to end it there. I went to my local yarn store and I was looking for some yarn, you know, because she used a lot of fingering weight yarn also, but it's just some yarn that was kind of had that botanical like colors and nature, the colors of nature that she features a lot in the book, with the greens and the deep oranges, a lot of fall inspired colors. And so I found this yarn at the local yarn store. Is made in Canada, and it's Richard de Vries. I've never tried it before, but I thought that the colors were so beautiful. And so each book will be accompanied by a skein of yarn. And this is fingering weight 100% merino yarn. And look at those colors. Oh, I love them. So that color is called Pepino. And this color here is called Pesto. I love Pesto, you guys. And so with each book, there'll be 2 giveaways. And so there'll be a book and a skein of yarn with the book. And I also had to share, Marianne is so sweet. She included some goodies for me, which she didn't have to, but I thought that was still quite kind. First of all, look at these sewing cards. I cannot wait to use those. You all know I love sewing. And this right here, this is bonus pattern, which I don't have. And as I've said, I love Alana's design. So this crochet, oh, how beautiful is that? So I really want to make that. And then she also put in a Lolo bar for moisture, a little moisturizer. And I don't know if you know, but I have really dry skin, and I'm always moisturizing my hands and lotioning up. So this is just a dream. And so I just can't thank you enough. And so how can you enter the giveaway? That's what I need to focus on. So I'm going to open up a thread on Ravelry, and I will have it open until, well, I have to put a deadline date in there. So I'll have it open for 2 weeks from when this podcast is aired. And I just want to have an easy prompt. So I was trying to think of something easy, and you can simply respond to the Ravelry thread before the deadline, and I want you to share with me the project that you dream of making one day. It can be any craft, but we all have that type of project, whether it's a Mount Everest project or even if it's a simple project, but it's something that you just really want to make. You dream of making it one day, and you're inspired by it. And I thought that would be a good prompt because it would put a lot of new patterns and things on our radar. And so the pattern can be a sewing pattern, it could be a knit pattern, it could be crochet, but what is your, I'll call it your bucket list pattern, something that you just really want to make one day. And don't think about whether it's in your skill range or anything like that, but it's something that you just really love, that you just admire. And so share that with us in the Ravelry thread in the group Stitching Over the Days, and you'll be entered for a giveaway. This giveaway will be open internationally, and I'll I'll announce the winners. Oh, yes, I'll announce the winners in the next podcast, which will be in December, and then I'll get those goodies out to you all. So yes, share with me and all of us out there your dream project. And that is it for today's episode. I'll see you all in December, and I hope that you're enjoying your holidays and your time with family and friends. All right, you guys. Bye.